Chris here from anabolicmen.com, where we bring you 100% research-backed men's health advice. And I'm here today with my friend Austin Floyd. And Austin is actually the sleep expert on anabolicmen.com. He's an independent researcher on all things, natural sleep. And we're going to do a series of videos here on the YouTube channel. And the first one is we're going to discuss 3 reasons why you need to sleep. And it might sound like it's and these aren't just, just because you need to sleep. It's more physiological reasons why the human body needs sleep. And it might sound like it's common sense, but and hopefully it is to you, but you'd be surprised at how few people actually really take their sleep seriously and who care about the quality of the sleep and the amount of sleep that they get on a daily basis. It's very, very common, especially with entrepreneurs and people who are more hard charging in their careers and stuff. I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but you'll die a lot sooner if you don't sleep. So, yeah, let's get into it. What's the number one reason why humans need sleep?
Yeah, so humans need sleep physiologically for 3 different reasons. And of course, number one is kind of like how we developed. Over evolution and the whole paleo movement, what people don't realize is sleep is quite literally to rest during a period where if you are expending that energy, you're not getting the energy back in any other means at night, because at night it's hardest for us to scavenge, to gather whatever we need to eat. So that's number one, which is something that like in today's society we don't have to worry as much about, because we could just at 1 a.m. go over to 7-Eleven and grab something to replace the energy that we would theoretically be utilizing during a time when we can't replace it. Number 2 comes down to solidification of memories, and so this goes more towards the brain side of everything, the neuroscience aspects. Sleep is something that is detrimental to learning, as you know, coming from neuroscience as well. The more that you are heads down,
less sleep.
Less sleep.
Yeah.
So if you're getting less sleep, it's going to be nearly impossible to learn. If you look at most people in colleges, right? They're going to pull all-nighter to learn something the night before a test, get there and have nothing at all in their mind ready to actually use on the test.
Unless they can maximize short-term memory recall. But then it just, like everyone knows, it just feels like you just literally will flush it out. If you try to recall that same information a week later, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
And that's similar to going to a test, sitting there waiting, you hear everyone saying answers, and you're like, I got to remember everything that everyone's saying, because then you have that quick short-term memory. But otherwise, research actually shows that up to 50% or more of learning a skill or learning information is during the solidification period at night.
Just a good way to consolidate what you learned through the day.
Exactly.
Your mind kind of goes over it.
Yeah, so the more you sleep, the better you'll learn for a certain up until a certain duration of sleep. It's not like if you sleep 24 hours a day, you're going to learn better. You don't have time to learn.
So like maybe 12 hours.
Exactly, yeah. And that can be factored in with naps and everything. Caffeine naps, great way during the middle of the day if you're strenuous, hard-working activity, just to reset the body and reset the mind.
What's a caffeine nap for those people who don't know what that is?
So caffeine nap is one of my favorite tools to use. Essentially what you're doing is taking in 100 or 200 milligrams of caffeine. In breakdown, since the half-life is around 8 hours for caffeine, but the time that it passes the blood-brain barrier is around 15 to 30 minutes. So if you take 100 to 200 milligrams and then you take a 15 to 30 minute nap, when you wake up, you're not only rested and recovered from the nap, but the caffeine hits you, so you're up and you're ready for whatever's going to go for the day.
And that's something people could fit into a lunch break at work,
Exactly, yeah. Elon Musk used to do caffeine naps behind his desk, like during lunch period. Same with AppSumo creator Noah Kagan. Like napping is something that has been ingrained in a lot of ways to our society. We don't see it that often.
Because they hide behind their desk.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're passed out like, oh, no, I was doing work. Work. But then the third reason, and this is the most important for optimal health and for creating a good hormonal environment, is rest and recovery.
Yeah. Sleeping
is hands down the most important anabolic period for your body. So like with Thor.
Growth hormone release keeps your cortisol down. Yeah, and I talk about it in Thor where recovery is literally half the battle. where
Exactly.
people give it about 5% attention, or they pretend like they give it attention, really in the training, and everyone wants to do more, but they're not actually giving their body time to consolidate on any level the progress that they're making and the adaptations that are occurring in the body. I mean, it's like, just slow down, just take a nap, sleep. It's a very appealing advice, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole balance that people don't realize. You can push as hard as you want, but you're going to have to catch that up at some time. And the same goes for when people take smart drugs.
Yeah.
They'll power something out, they'll boost adrenaline, they'll make it so they're so overstressed, they don't realize it. Then there's a week where you don't see them because they're just in their room sleeping day after day.
Yeah, so the trick is really just to make small incremental progress on every level, whether it's intellectually, with work capacity, whatever, or training, but make it so you can actually keep doing that progress, stay with the progress.
Exactly.
Because I know I've personally done stuff where I've gone through work cycles where I've worked as hard as I could for a period of time, and then I literally could barely do anything for weeks after that, and so it's like, well, really, what did that serve beyond reaching a deadline? Maybe it might help. Yeah. But beyond that, it's like questionable return on.
Yeah, you're going up and down. I mean, you have that whole period of like, oh my God, super focused, getting best workouts, nailing all my work, getting everything done. You're going 18 hours a day. Yeah. And then you have a whole period where you're doing like 6 hours a day.
Literally brain dead. You can barely do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, worthless. So yeah, sleep really does. It might sound redundant again to a lot of people, but there are a lot of people who really need to hear advice on sleep. And first off, why it's important in general, why you should be rethinking the way that you approach your sleep, especially from a hormonal aspect. It's an incredibly important part of the equation. It's half the battle. You're sleeping for half of your life. Oh, yeah. A lot of, if you're like me. Yeah, I love sleeping.
Sleep, at least 1/3. Yeah. At least 1/3 of your life is sleep, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, so take it seriously. In the upcoming videos, we're going to be talking about more action-oriented tips. So look out for those videos. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next video. Yeah.